Sixth graders to lesson 81 of math. What we're doing today is we're changing fractions, writing fractions as percents. Now, most of you are sitting there, if I give you this fraction, I say, okay, what is, you got 67 out of 100, right? You would obviously say, Mr. White, that's not a very good grade, which you're right, that's 67%. You look over on the scale that says what 67%. Yes, you got a wonderful D plus out of the deal. You would say, can I retake the test? I know how that works. So this is very obvious. So if I say what is 3 out of 100, if you only got 3 out of 100 right, that's really bad. And so that's going to be, of course, equals 3%, which that's a Frederico. Or we can call it Freddie, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it is not a good grade. So, but what we're really getting into is we're starting to find out those numbers when you're doing problems that are less than 100, and how do we figure that out? All right, so for example, number 2, here, we have 3/10. We want to change that into a percent. Well, the biggest thing is we want to set this, in this situation, it's not too difficult. We want to change it so it becomes a denominator of 100. So 10 times 10, which equals 100. Well, I multiply the bottom by 10. I'm going to multiply the top times 10. So again, we have 30 out of 100. All right, which gives us 30 hundredths, which equals 30%. Now, another little way we could do this if we wanted to, which is what you'll use the most, is you'll take the bottom number into the top, just like we talked about earlier. We have 3/10, which equals 10 into 3. Fill in 2 places with decimals and decimal and 2 zeros. Start calculating. How many 10s are in 30? 3. 30. Bring down the 0. 10 and 0, 0. We have 0.30. Move the decimal over 2 places. 1, 2 for a percent, which equals 30%. Get the same answer. This is most consistent. This is okay when you have a denominator of a 10 or a 5, or it's already 100, or a 25, or a 50. Those will all work in to develop up to getting to a base of 100. But some of them, like if I take 3/5 or 3/7, that's not quite so easy. You can't multiply that. That's where you're going to be using something like this. All right, let's take 1. If I ask you 1, what percent would 1 be? I know many of you are saying that's going to be 100%. What is 2 going to represent? 200%. 3, 300%. You have more than 1. You have the increasing of the percent. Now, we're only going to worry about 2. If I say you have 50, what percent is 50? In terms of if I say 50 out of 100, what's that going to equal? 50%. So again, hopefully those are making connections with you and how you can get those. If I ask you this fraction, let me go over here. What is 1/2 going to be? Well, again, setting the denominator to get it to be 100. 2 times what equals 100? 50. Multiply the top by the same number. 50 over 100, which equals 50%. Okay? All right, now, again, you will do lesson 81. Let's see, I'm trying to see if you guys skip on any on lesson 81. Nope, you don't skip any, but you do not need to do the Y on number 25. So anyway, hope that worked well. Give me a holler if you have trouble. Thanks.